you can see the efforts they are going or taking, even going as far as decreasing the arbitrage premium on the Shanghai Gold Exchange to really make it look like they stopped buying it. But in essence, what did it do? It drove the price down. And the Western media, who's so stupid as it pertains to telling us what's really happening, well, they were all over, Reuters and all of the news channels were all over the fact that Chinese stopped buying gold, and that's got to be bad for the gold market. You never hear anything positive. It's always, even if it is positive, it's spun with a little bit of uh, whipped crap on top of it for dessert. And they never ever are bullish about gold because it is the antithesis of the system.
Central banks have played a crucial role in supporting gold prices, which have surged to record highs, exceeding $2,450 an ounce. However, the pace of their gold purchases slowed down in May. This became especially apparent when China, after 18 months of consistent gold buying, reported no acquisitions for May, which unsettled the gold market. However, experts suggest that this pause doesn't signal an end to China's gold buying strategy. They point out that China's gold reserves still comprise only 4.9% of its total foreign reserves, indicating its ongoing acquisition efforts. Andy Schectman, CEO of Miles Franklin, argues that Western media often misinterpret such pauses, incorrectly suggesting that China has halted its purchasing activities. China's strategic moves reflect a continued effort to accumulate gold and silver, even at higher prices. For instance, by the end of July, the price of COMEX gold futures was slightly above those on the Shanghai Gold Exchange, aligning with China's broader economic strategies. This situation indicates China's ongoing efforts to leverage arbitrage opportunities. Despite reports suggesting otherwise, China remains a major gold producer, with annual production ranging from 300 to 500 metric tons, far exceeding the official figures of around 2,600 metric tons. Andy Schectman states, "Throughout my career, it's been clear that Chinese gold statistics have been significantly understated, with entities like the IMF and analysts consistently doubting their accuracy. China's interest in accumulating gold is seen as strategic. Analysts suggest that Chinese leaders view BRICS as a vehicle for China's geopolitical ambitions and aim to expand the group rapidly. This move towards a gold-backed currency could challenge the dominance of the US dollar and enhance the economic leverage of BRICS nations. By expanding BRICS and pushing for a gold-backed currency, China aims to counterweight the supremacy of the US dollar, which has long been the cornerstone of the global financial system." We will present clips from Andy's latest interview with Liberty and Finance, in which he discusses China's unreported accumulation of gold. Please share and like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notifications bell for more videos like this. Thank you, and enjoy the video.
And, they were convincing in the way they did it by reversing the arbitrage situation with gold on the Shanghai Gold Exchange. Silver still is offering that arbitrage, but right around the end of July, we saw, in fact, COMEX gold futures were actually a little bit higher than the Shanghai prices. And that fell in line with what they were trying to do. And look, first of all, just to recap some of the things I've talked about before about this, before I tell you what I read about it really being false and evidence of it, is that for my whole career, everyone said you can't believe what they're telling you, that it's been known that they're the largest producers in the world, and they make or produce between 300 and 500 metric tons a year. You just add that up for the last 25 years, and you're well above the numbers of 2,600 metric tons or whatnot that they tell us. But most of my career, Donegan, I've been doing this for 34 years, and I can remember vividly most of my career, everyone saying the numbers that the Chinese are telling us, and usually it was stuck at 1,200 metric tons for, I don't know, for a long time. You can't believe it. They're not updating the numbers. You have the IMF saying their numbers are fugazi. You have the head of research for Bank of Montreal said their numbers are massively understated, and they are understated. They have been. Why would they want to be forthright? In particular, when we see the new unit settlement currency that has been evidently, according to Delma Rousseff, the head of the BRICS New Development Bank, agreed on in principle, 40% gold backing. Why would they want to be honest about how much gold they're buying. Before I get there, you can see the efforts they are going or taking, even going as far as decreasing the arbitrage premium on the Shanghai Gold Exchange to really make it look like they stopped buying it. But in essence, what did it do? It drove the price down. And the Western media, who's so stupid as it pertains to telling us what's really happening, well, they were all over, Reuters and all of the news channels were all over the fact that Chinese stopped buying gold, and that's got to be bad for the gold market. You never hear anything positive. It's always, even if it is positive, it's spun with a little bit of whipped crap on top of it for dessert. And they never, ever are bullish about gold because it is the antithesis of the system. So the media, after 18 months of the Chinese finally updating their numbers repetitively, and they stop, they're all over it saying they stopped buying. And I said, that's just a lie. I've been saying that on your show and everyone else. They're not stopping buying. In fact, these export numbers prove it. But I think people need to understand that this is an all-out rush. And when you see the effort that they are going to, like going through Latin America and paying double what everyone else will pay for unrefined ore in silver and silver concentrate to ship it home at tons per, tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of this stuff, the cost of shipping it and refining it they're okay with that. They've been mining gold that has been very uneconomical for a long time, using our trade imbalance. And so to them, it's money. And to them, they see the big picture. They think in terms of decades. Now, the BRICS has been going on for 18 years. This is not just a trend that is just beginning. And like you said at the onset here, things are spinning faster and faster and faster. I use that toilet paper roll analogy all the time. They are spinning faster, 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 faster.
The BRICS Plus nations are making waves in the global financial world, with a bold new strategy to reduce reliance on Western economic power, especially that of the US dollar. These countries are exploring the creation of a new global reserve currency that could serve as an alternative to the dollar. This innovative currency would be backed by 40% gold and 60% traditional currency, marking a significant shift in global finance. Another famous analyst, Vince Lanci, suggested that Russia and China might back their currencies with gold, which could explain their decision to keep their gold reserves confidential. By retaining their gold within their borders, these nations avoid transferring it to central authorities like Beijing or Moscow, giving them more control over their precious metals and financial systems. According to Andy, this new approach isn't simply about creating a BRICS currency. It's about developing a settlement cryptocurrency traded on a platform called Cambridge. This system allows participating countries to maintain monetary independence while securely holding their gold within their borders. As a result of this shift, over 40 countries have started bringing their gold back from Western institutions such as the Bank of England and the New York Fed.
This massive BRICS meeting in October, and the admission of Dilma Rousseff, Sergei Glaziev, and Putin that they've agreed in principle to a new currency. That is, a special meeting is being called for ratification of this in September in China, with the intention of perhaps rolling it out in October. And I did an interview with Vince Lanci, smart guy, and he says, yeah, wouldn't be surprised to see Russia and China back their currencies by gold too. That's why they're not telling us how much they have. So it comprises the majority of the currency within the 60% in the unit currency basket. 60% currency, 40% gold, held within the borders of the countries that mint these tokens. So they don't have to send their gold to Beijing or Moscow or any central authority. It is not a BRICS currency. It's a settlement cryptocurrency traded over Mbridge. And they all get their own monetary autonomy, but they get to hold their gold in their own borders. And that's why you've seen over 40 countries bring their gold back from the Bank of England and the New York Fed, which has always given access to the COMEX and the LBMA. But over the last 100 days, the cumulative volume in Shanghai, both the metals and the futures exchange, is up over 200%. And now has a greater volume than the COMEX does. It's the number 2 most influential metals exchange on the planet. That's what will happen when these exchanges get exposed as being Bernie Madoff, as being a scam, as being massively rehypothecated and fractionally reserved, where the LBMA can trade up to 2.9 billion ounces of silver per day. That is 3.5 times annual global mine supply. Really, that's 10 times more than the silver they say they have available that isn't encumbered. There's 800 million ounces there. Supposedly 500 million ounces belong to the ETFs. So there's 300 million ounces and they're trading 3 billion ounces per day. Interesting. So when you talk about these exchanges being, I think, will be exposed for what they are, that's when we will see the price being set in places like Shanghai, in places like Moscow, in Dubai. The head of the Shanghai Gold Exchange in 2015 said, when China is able to speak at the table, the real price of gold will be observed. They know what we're doing. The new BRICS grain exchange, the guy who's running it said, all of these commodities, we produce more than the West does, but we don't control the price. It's controlled on COMEX. They know what we're doing and they're using it against us. All of the commodities they are accumulating, and they're using the Western management, if you will, if you want to call it that, or manipulation, against us. It will end badly the way all manipulations do.
As China's influence grows and its strategic accumulation of gold continues, we could be on the brink of a significant shift in the global financial landscape. Recent developments, such as the dramatic surge in trading volumes on the Shanghai Metals and Futures Exchange and the growing repatriation of gold, highlight a challenge to Western financial dominance, signaling the potential emergence of a new economic order. Share your thoughts on Andy's prediction in the comment section below. Also, ensure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more videos like this. Until next time.